Hello class, I'm Brad Jackson, and I'm back. My name is Brad Jackson, and whether I'm flying airplanes or building pedals, I'm always learning. Join me, and together we'll expand our horizons. This is Jackson Audio. Alright guys, if you notice, I've been gone for about a month, and there's good reasons for that. I had to finish up a whole bunch of trips with the company I was flying for, and so I got all that behind me now. So, got done flying. I had been spending way too much time away from my wife and my kids, so I felt like the prudent thing to do would be to spend July spending time with them. So, I spent a lot of July going to Cancun with my wife and little kids, and we had an absolute blast. My kids had never seen the ocean before, and they have now. Also spent a week in San Antonio with Juan and his wife Tirza and Melissa, my wife. The four of us went on a bit of a Jackson Audio executive retreat and had a great time in San Antonio. So been taking care of things around the house, being a husband, being dad, and just taking care of the things that matter. So now those things are well positioned, let's talk about things that really matter, like pedals.
So you've been working on stuff?
Yeah, since we last talked, I have been crazy busy working on the chorus pedal, as you all know. Thank you for all your support. I've got so many people that are just cheering me across the finish line for that one. It means the world to me. It really does. So many kind comments on YouTube. So many ignorant people proclaim me as a genius, and while I would never stop you from saying that, I really do appreciate it. But I have to really take my hat off to so many of the guys on the Jackson Audio team. Like, we have the hardest working, smartest people that I know of in this industry on our team, and it is a pleasure to work beside them. So we're just guys that get up every day, do our best work to bring you the best tools possible. So when you finally see the new chorus pedal, I hope you agree that we put our best foot forward on this deal and that you really enjoy it. So it's really cool that Mayer's new album is using tons of chorus. I don't know if that's a sign from the heavens that we're on the right track, but it's really, really cool to see how those sounds are coming back, because that is the most 80s album I've heard since the 80s. There are some things that I absolutely love about the album. There's some things that I've questioned. Like, were these good choices? But I know Mayer well enough to know that the guy is smarter than me, and he knows more about music than me. So I'll just tell you this. My favorite track on the entire album, hands down, is got to be Wild Blue. As you know, I talk endlessly about Mark Knopfler. I'm the world's biggest Dire Straits fan. That song sounds like he just listened to Sultans of Swing about 1,000 times and then wrote a song, because it's got so much of Mark's tone. I mean, it's a perfect copy of Mark's Strat tone, and it's a kind of a whole different style of music for Mayer. I think it's really fun to listen to. Even my wife just grooves out to it. So I love that track. The playing is amazing. So let me ask you a question: what is your favorite track on the new Mayer album? What do you like about it? Is there something about the album that hits your ear kind of weird? Is it an ear twister that's like, I don't know? There's a couple moments like that for me. I'm not going to say what they are, because I want to always make sure I keep things positive. It's actually making me question what I think is right and what is wrong about some guitar playing parts. So I'm a huge fan of the album, and the more I listen to it, the more I find new things to love about it. So let me know what you think. What's your favorite song on the new Mayer album? Things you don't like, things you do like. I want to hear about it in the comment section below. All right, our first question comes to us by Maddie Boost. Maddie asks, what was more terrifying, flying your first solo flight or releasing your first pedal? That's a funny question. They're both nerve-wracking, as you said. My first solo, I was probably 19 years old. I was at Grand Prairie Airport, which is just south of DFW Airport in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I look at myself now, 20 odd years later, and I think, God almighty, how did I not kill myself? Because I knew nothing about airplanes, and they turn you loose with an airplane and say, go fly around the pattern and try not to die. And that's all you do in a solo. It's just practice your fundamentals. Go around the pattern, land, and try not to die. And at that point, you're well on your way to becoming a pilot. But it's there's so many disciplines that come together to make that moment a success. It's terrifying. It absolutely is. The second you leave the ground of your own accord and you're ultimately responsible to return yourself safely back to the earth. That is a very monumental moment. I can remember everything about the airplane. I can remember the airplane, what color it was, everything about it, because those moments are just seared into your brain. So yeah, how that relates to releasing a new pedal, that's hilarious, because it's the same kind of nerves. In 2016, when Juan and I launched Jackson Audio, we did the Prism. You never know how things are going to go. You hope for the best, you plan for the worst. That's what you're taught in flying, and that's how you run a business. You think, things should go this way. We hope they go this way. But seldom do they ever, so you always have to be prepared for anything. I think, was it Mike Tyson that said something like, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face? That's how business is. You think it's going to go a certain way, but then you get the snot kicked out of you and you have to adapt. Man, luckily, the Prism, for us, it was a godsend. We were at a really hard time with Jackson Amp Works. The market had changed really aggressively on guitar amps. So when we came out with the Prism, I think we were just, by providence, we were at the right place at the right time. We had the right people working with us. I'm thinking of Nigel as I'm saying this, because Nigel was a huge part of getting this company off the ground. We had great people working for us doing videos, like Chris Hirschman at Chicago Music Exchange. I felt very blessed and very fortunate. It felt like, if you believe in these sorts of things, I certainly do, where maybe God's hand was on the whole thing and kind of orchestrating the timing of everything. It felt very, very right and very peaceful. So, Juan and I, we threw everything we had into it. We thought this is going to be the future for us. This is how we need to move, because I don't see a future in amps the way we saw a future in pedals. And we took the shot. It was very scary. I remember Juan and I were sitting at a restaurant in Keller, Texas. We had just launched the website, and we launched it and we just walked away. We left the shop, we went to go grab a drink at a local restaurant, have lunch, and we just kind of had to submit it out into the universe and say, I hope this works, I hope people care. And all of a sudden, ding, 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 the inbox kept lighting up. People were buying pedals. Ever since that day, since I want to say it was November in 2016, ever since that day, all thanks to you guys, there's never been a time when you haven't been wanting us to make pedals for you. So please hear this from my heart, from my family. We appreciate it more than you'll ever know. It's our source of income. It's how we do all this stuff. It's how we put our kids in school, take care of everybody, pay our people's salaries, and all that kind of stuff. So you may think it's just pedals, but for us, it's how we take care of our children, our wives, our families. It's how we send kids to the doctors and pay taxes and all that kind of stuff. So thank you so much for the support. We love the work we're doing. We feel like we're just now getting started in a really big way. So it's with very grateful and humble hearts we say thank you for all the support and for keeping us in mind. When you think about Tone, the fact that you think about us means the world to us. So how that relates to flying, I don't know, it's just things you're afraid of that you decide that you're not going to be afraid of anymore, and you're going to do it. I've told very few people this. The reason I became a pilot is because my dad's a pilot. I remember thinking, I'm terrified of this. And I had to go find out. I couldn't stare down the barrel of this gun of wanting to be a pilot and being terrified of it and letting the fear win. I couldn't stand that. So I did it because I was terrified of it. And that's a lot of reasons why I do a lot of things in life, because I can't let the fear win. So we took a shot, we went for it. Speaking of the company now, we took a shot, went for it, and thankfully you guys saw something of value in what we were doing. So thank you for that. It's the same thing. Just not letting fear win and choosing courage over fear whenever possible. So Maddie requested a Golden Boy in response to the question of which is more terrifying, flying or releasing pedals. So Maddie, you're gonna get a Golden Boy. Hope you enjoy it. We'll be in touch very soon. Ask Jackson number 2 coming at you. This one comes from Truls Strom. This is a great question and a very timely question. Hello Brad, I was very sad hearing about Dusty Hill's passing, as were we. What a great rhythm section that band has. Have you ever worked with the guys, or do you have a favorite ZZ Top memory? Cheers from Truls. Crazy. This is like one of the weirdest moments of my life, owning a business. I go to work, open up the inbox, I see an order. Cool, someone bought a pedal on the website. It was Billy Gibbons. Billy Gibbons bought a fuzz pedal off of our website. I thought, nah, BS. This is just some guy who he said his name is Billy Gibbons. I looked it up, and it was to a P.O. box in Las Vegas while they were doing this big residency in Las Vegas. completely floored me that first of all, that he even knows who we are, unfathomable to me, and that he would spend his hard-earned money buying a pedal from us. So I was just completely blown away. So we sent him a fuzz pedal with a very nice note saying thank you for everything over the last, what, has it been 40 years or something like that? Or 50 years? It's been a long time. Yeah, they've been, I think, yeah, they were around in the 70s, I think. But my God, it's been like close to 50 years. So yeah, I was completely blown away by that. That's my favorite ZZ Top memory of all time, is the day Billy Gibbons bought a fuzz pedal from us. So I would have definitely given it to him because I'm a fan, but the fact that he spent his hard-earned money buying it made it that much sweeter for us. So that is my favorite. Josh is going, which means they've been around for 52 years. Thank you, Josh. I know how you're trying to be subtle about this, but
1969.
1969. Amazing. All right, Trules, you asked for a Prism in response to that question. You're definitely getting a Prism, so we'll be in touch soon. That is my favorite memory of ZZ Top. And also Back to the Future. There's a lot of ZZ Top references in Back to the Future, including Back to the Future 3, where the little bluegrass band playing behind them, that's actually ZZ Top. So, freaking awesome. Love that band. Anyway, they're also from Texas, which makes them okay in my book. All right, that is it for the Jacksunday Show this week. Keep the questions coming. I have plenty of work to do, so I'm going to get back to work. I've got code to write because you guys have guitar parts to record, and I need to make sure that you have awesome chorus sounds on your next guitar track. So take care, guys. Thank you as always. Tune in every Sunday for the Jacksunday Show. Until then, I'm Brad Jackson. Take care.